your time to do so. Please sign in, sir. State your name for the record.
I'm Lou Smith. The people that don't know me, I've been a resident of Monroeville approximately 49 years. I spent 30 years on the Monroeville Police Department, retiring 20 years ago, and retired at the rank of Detective Lieutenant. I was here last week, and I ask everybody to please vote for Jeff Herbst for judge and also Jesse Kalkstein for school board. And I would ask that I want to reiterate that this time. Now, I never thought I was going to have to come up here again. I was up here religiously over 4 years ago when we had the worst council that probably ever existed. And I watched those people, along with 5 members of the municipal staff, do a conspiracy on Chief Doug Cole, where they went after him personally, went after his job, and went after his family. Now, everybody in town probably knows Chief Doug Cole. He's one of the finest human beings that I've had the pleasure to meet in my lifetime. And he was one hell of a cop, because he worked for me, and I demanded that. Now, Doug, he's had 40 years with the fire service in this community, 40 years as a command medic, and 33 years as a police officer. That's approximately 110 years of municipal service in a 55-year-old body. That is commendable. And what they did to him, and I watched this all happen, and that's why I was up here. Now, what I'm going to talk about tonight is, my theme here tonight is this. If it is not broke, don't fix it. This woman here, Linda Gatos, is not broke. She doesn't need fixed. Nick Resock is not broke. He doesn't need fixed. As does Ron Harvey and Tom Wilson and Mayor Arisenko, who's running for council in the 5th Ward. They do not need fixed. They're doing a hell of a job up here. Now, I got to reminisce a little bit here, because this election is about a couple people. One of them being Bruce Dice, who used to sit in that chair right there. And he has a lot to do with what's going on in this election. Because the council...
I'm going to ask again, is this the proper forum for this?
I would ask you, please don't interrupt me,
I'm
Steve.
asking the mayor as
He already said.
No, if this is proper, I'm asking his opinion. If you're speaking now is proper.
Again, I don't know how I handle
making accusations and assumptions. I'm just asking.
I know he's your buddy, but I'm going to talk about it.
Irregardless of who my buddy is, here you go with another accusation. I'd like a solicitor's answer to this.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I've been sitting here over 9 years and some months. And if you all remember, I have never stopped anybody from having anything they need to say up here. I'm old school maybe, but I still believe in the Constitution. You have a right to voice your opinion, even if you don't agree with my opinion.
That's very good, but have you read Robert's Rules of Order?
Okay, when have we ever done Robert's Rules of Order since I've sat here?
Then why do they have it? I don't know. Okay, I'm through with that. I wanted to make my point.
You made your point.
We should allow every candidate, everybody to come up and speak.
I have not stopped anybody from coming up here to talk.
Very good. That's all I have to say.
Well, that's fine, Steve, but again, put yourself in my shoes. How do I stop the man or anybody sitting in this office
I'm not
have a
saying
right
to
to come
stop
up
him.
to say?
I'm saying that there should be order of some sort, not accusations.
You're
There's
the one
some-
causing the disorder. He's speaking.
causing the
we're
disorder?
listening. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Continue.
Well, I don't know how the residents will feel about that.
Well, then they'll make their decision on election day, won't they?
This has nothing to do with election.
Well, then what is it then?
Order and
Then-
accusations and assumptions. That's what it is, Mayor.
I can't stop anybody from
Very
giving
good.
their
Proceed,
opinion.
Mr. Smith.
Anyway, to continue, the main complaint on Chief Doug Cole was a HIPAA violation. That's how it all started, by ex-Chief Steve Pascarella. Everybody that was involved in the fire service, I knew, Harvey knew, Chief Cole knew, Kim Hauser knew. He's an attorney that knows all about HIPAA. And Bruce Dice sat right in that chair and said, this is not a HIPAA violation. A few days later, he recommended we hire an outside law firm to check it out, and a private detective and a forensic computer specialist, to the tune of $160,000 in attorney fees, $20,000 for the
Investigate.
private detectives. They got the private detective out of Butler County when they got about 200 of them here in Allegheny County. Once I read the report after it was made public, I told the man that he couldn't find a basketball in a telephone booth. I know how to investigate. Now, Mr. Dice gave some bad advice. This is why he was let go. He didn't show up for a court case downtown. The man's been on 4 boards here for years. He's on the zoning board right now. He's on the Municipal Water Authority board. He's on the Convention Bureau board. And he's on the Monroeville School board. Now he wants this job back.
Lou, let me just ask you this. Can you just get to your point?
All right, well, I'm just saying, this is what a lot of this election is about. Because we have a councilman up here, Mr. Johns, who's not here tonight, that his sole purpose, the rest of the time he's on council here, is to unseat these council people up here and to put Mr. Dice back in office. That's what he wants to do.
I cannot believe these comments.
And
Allowing them.
I'm not about to let that happen. First of all, he was let go. Bob Ratcher was put in the job. The man was charging us $230,000 a year retainer. He wanted a $30,000 a year raise. Bob Ratcher's here at $180,000. He's saving us money. And plus, he's a very good attorney. I mean, everybody's satisfied with the guy. Now, Johns has been talking to people, Councilman Johns, trying to get them to run against certain incumbents. And he's saying, we will back you, and we want 3 things off of you. 1, you must put Bruce Dice back in as solicitor. Number 2, you got to fire Tim Little. And number 3, I can't tell you what that one is. But when I ask you later on down the line, I want you to do it. We'll get back to that in a minute.
Mayor,
Lou,
Now-
you
I'm
got to really
sorry.
watch your time. I mean,
I'm sorry, this is-
All right, well, the
ridiculous.
last guy was up here, talked about 8, almost 9 minutes. So, give me a
kind of
break.
wrap it up, Lou.
All right.
Please.
Anyway, getting to the mayor's race. I can't say too much about the other people. All I know is to, expedite this thing, is we've always had excellent mayors in this community. Excellent mayors. From John Duncan to Drosky to Mike Lynch to Tom Sugar to Sean Logan, who went on to be a state senator, to Jim LeMayo, and now our current mayor here now. Always been excellent, and he's a real hard-working mayor, by the way. And I'd like to see them continue this excellence in putting this man, Nick Resock, in as mayor. He's the deputy mayor now. He's been on council 6 years. He's not broke. Let's don't fix him. Now,
Wrap it up soon, Lou. Sorry.
we have different people running for council. I'm only going to comment on one of them, and listen up, 7th Ward is all I can tell you. Because I got information within the last week from a very reliable source that said it was overheard by Tim Skoog talking with Brian Keyes, and I don't even know the man. All I know is he's head of the security force at the high school. When I get into council, we're going to remove Doug Cole as chief, and you're going in. And when I'm done with council, I want an administrative position in the police department. Now, that was told to me personally.
Please wrap it up, Lou.
I will say this.
To it.
Last council meeting, Bob Serafini said it best. The incumbents up here, he wished he could vote for all of them. And you know what? I wish I could vote for all of them too. We must keep the incumbents, councilmen, on this job. Let's keep America, keep Monroeville from going back into what we had before. We need our police chief, Doug Cole.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anybody?